Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. It is Monday, June the 8th, and welcome back to my nearly daily crafty chat. I hope you had a good weekend. I'm pretty sure if you have followed the crafty chats, you might have missed something going live on Friday, and I'm very sorry about that. Diamond Shop has postponed the artist launch and giveaway for the moment because of what's going on in the US right now. They thought it would not be really a good time to have this happy promotion of a new artist and stuff like that. They thought it would be better to actually do something to benefit the Black Lives Matter movement. So they have instead now, on a very short notice, I have to say, agreed with their already existing artist, Leilani Joy, to release one of her new paintings. I think she has specifically painted this for this movement, actually, and she is currently selling the print of that in her shop, and all the proceeds of the print go to the Black Lives Matter fundraiser thingy. I'm going to link it in the description box down below so you know what I'm talking about. And Diamond Shop has on very short notice agreed with her to do the same for the diamond painting version of this painting. So that's what they have released on Friday instead. And I believe they said for the first 2 weeks of sales, all the proceeds from that painting are going to be donated as well. So if you would like to have this new painting, and it's a gorgeous painting Leilani did. She is usually one of the artists Diamond Shop has that is not the type of painting I like, but that painting I would do. It's really pretty. So if you would like to get in on that, I have linked it down below so you can find it. And yeah, for at least another week and a half now, all the proceeds will go to the Black Lives Matter movement. Sorry, I'm still super tired. It's early, it's Monday, so I'm trying not to stumble over my words. If I sound a bit out of it, that's why. I need to get this out of the way because I have a bit of work to do before 1 p.m. So yeah. Anyway, and I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. Anyway, this is my little assistant Lola. If you have been on my channel before, you know her. She usually gets into all the videos I do. So I have as of yet no new date when the release is going to happen, but I will keep you posted. Also, I'm sorry I didn't have any other video queued up for Friday. It just came too short notice. It literally came Thursday night, the email that told us, please hold back, we are planning to do something else. So I'm sorry about that. And Friday was, as I said, a very, very busy day. That being said, maybe a short live update. I usually don't do these in my crafty chats, but I think this time I should because it has directly impacted what you are going to see. So the last time we spoke to each other was on Thursday morning. I did in fact not craft on Thursday at all as planned because that one here decided to be extra fancy on Thursday. So I didn't have any time for crafting before dinner. That happens sometimes. Not my favorite days, but they exist. Usually my boyfriend slash partner slash not quite husband, he works later than I do. He has a long lunch break in between and he can't, or he could, but it doesn't make any sense for him to come home during that time, so he stays at his place of work. But it also means that he finishes later in the evening than I do, because I don't do longer than 30-minute lunch breaks. And I have time between my end of work and him coming home asking for dinner to do a little bit of something. It's usually my diamond painting time, depending on how long it is. It sometimes goes after dinner as well. But This Thursday I did not have that time, and then during dinner, Lola, for whatever reason, I really don't know why she did it, she was zooming around, you know, like cats sometimes do. They get their crazy 5 minutes and they are just running around the apartment like crazy. So she had that during dinner, which is fine. We find it amusing when the Lola Bomber is zooming through the apartment, because she's not silent, not at all. It sounds like a herd of elephants. But the less amusing part was that she ran headfirst in our patio door, in the closed patio door. I have no idea why she did that. We have two patio doors, one in the bedroom, one in the living room. And the one in the bedroom was open all day because it was actually, I think it started on Wednesday evening, but it started getting cold again here in Germany. Beginning of June, we always have a few days which we call the sheep's cold. And that's when temperatures drop. And it's actually called that because back in the day, the shepherds wouldn't take off the wool, wouldn't shear, I think the word is, the sheep before these days had happened, because otherwise it had happened that the sheep froze to death. So that's why we call these days sheep's cold. And they started, I think, Wednesday. And they're still going on because it's still cool and rainy outside. So I usually, when it gets colder, but it's not ice cold, I keep the patio door in the living room closed because we are actually using that room during the day, and that one being cold as doesn't work. The bedroom, on the other hand, we never heat that room. We don't care what temperature it has in the evening as long as it's not boiling hot. So the door can stay open in there. And it was open all day, and she had been using it all day. I don't know why in the evening she suddenly decided she had to go out through the closed door, but it did happen, and it was quite a bit of a scare. And so I spent the rest of the evening on cat concussion watch because I wasn't sure if she was all right or not. At first she was scared because she didn't understand why the door hurt her. Like cats do, they don't understand the concept of this door didn't actually hurt you, honey. It was just closed and you ran into it. So I had to do a bit of comforting and soothing, and once she was back on a more even keel emotionally, she just lay down and slept. And she did that until around Friday noon. But I didn't want to actually be in my office/craft room and craft away while she was on the scratching post sleeping, and I couldn't actually check in on her still breathing, so to speak. Yes, I'm a bit paranoid, I'm sorry. But since Friday afternoon, she's fine. She's absolutely fine. She's been her persistent pestering self, and I'm quite happy about that. I don't know why she keeps doing this. She's taking years of my life, I tell you. The little scares she gives me. So that meant Thursday was pretty much a bust. I did a bit of knitting at the very, very end of the evening, and that was a big mistake. I think I put in I think I actually only put in 3 rows. I told Rachel I put in 4, but I think I only put in 3 rows. And I had to undo them completely on Friday because I had, right in the beginning of the first row, I had made a mistake, and I didn't notice until I was at the beginning of the next right side row and noticed I didn't have enough stitches on the needle and I was missing yarn overs. That moment, I tell you. So at least I learned a new skill on Friday, how to knit back. I think I did it wrong anyway. I think I put my stitches backwards on the needle after I undid them because I just could not figure out for the life of me how to do it correctly. I don't care. I don't care. I have reknit the first of the 3 rows I did, so nothing to see there, quite honestly. I'm not going to show that one today because it's exactly the same as you saw it last time with 1 more row in, which you are not going to notice. But yeah, that was my crafting life on Thursday. Friday, as I had said, I was super busy during most of the day until I think 4 in the afternoon. So I did not craft a whole lot on Friday, but I did some diamond painting. I finally did the section I was talking about of her dress here. And afterwards I spent stitching on the Spellville because I wanted to finish that on Friday so I could go back to my Beautiful Things by Lindy stitches. Saturday I was the one who completely conked out. I don't know, I did not feel good on Saturday. I got up in the morning and I was already feeling like poop, and that just stayed with me the whole day. And then in the afternoon I thought, I'm going to lie down for a few minutes, maybe it's going to get better. What I did instead was fall asleep, and I completely slept the whole afternoon and evening away. And when I got up, quite honestly, the only things I did was get in my pajamas because I had fallen asleep in my day clothes. I brushed my teeth and I went back to bed. And I was quite surprised, but I managed to sleep through the night until 9 a.m. on Sunday. So I obviously needed it for whatever reason. My body was just telling me, not one step more. So Sunday I started the day diamond painting and finished this section and the black outline for the next section, and that was all the diamond painting I did. So this painting is now 1/3 done, which is 2 sections behind where I wanted to be. So I wanted to be halfway done after this weekend, but that was just not in the books. I could have done it if I had scrapped the stitching as well as the knitting, because I've not knit anything on the weekend after this bummer on Friday and Thursday. But I didn't want to you know, not stitch on the whole weekend. I really wanted to go back to Beautiful Things. So I split my time between diamond painting and stitching on Sunday. So that's the diamond painting part of this, and a bit of a life update. So plan for today, as you can see, is this section, and hopefully outline this section for tomorrow. Let's see if I'm going to be a bit more successful with that. You will know tomorrow. So, but I said I stitched, and I did. I have 2 things to show. The first one, and today I don't need the picture because it's now all here. Cat, please. Head down, I don't want to smack it. So the second part of the Barbara Anna Halloween Spellville is now officially finished. And I think it still looks absolutely fantastic. I am still completely flashed by the fact that this is only 3 colors. And I'm really looking forward to part 3. And then we have a complete finish. I have the hoop for this. Though I am currently thinking about getting a hoop a size smaller, because I got, like she recommended, the 10-inch hoop, and it has a lot of space around the stitching, so I'm not sure if I like the look, but we will see. I can easily get a smaller hoop. Hoops at least are easy to purchase right now, still. Even though my shop is running out of these scroll frames now, and all the shops have run out of the overdyed flosses. I have not checked on DMC, but probably they are running low on that too. So yeah. But hoops are not that much of a problem yet. So this is done now. It can go back in the wood pile until July 1st, and on July 1st we will get the last part, and then it will be back. That was my stitching on Friday, and like I said, no stitching on Saturday. And then on Sunday I finally went back to Beautiful Things. So I put on a comfort movie, I put on A Knight's Tale, and I decided today we are going to finish at least the words. I was late starting. Cat, I can't see my screen, please. I can't see what I'm showing the people. So I decided I had to put in at least the words, and that I managed. And I put in the first fence post. I have decided to stitch the fence posts first, and then I'm going to stitch the rest of it. I was thinking about how I wanted the variegation to go, and I thought, well, the posts can go with one thread, and if the variegation doesn't match up for the rest of it, that's fine, because that is usually different parts of metal as well, and they probably age and rust differently, so that is fine, and that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, I had to move the frame now a little bit because it wouldn't fit anymore. Can I get a bit more over here? Yeah, I can. Always trying to think to leave enough space for the picture of the full thing. And I have decided against stitching the frame now because I'm a frame girl. I want to stitch the frame later on because I usually have fun stitching frames. So I decided to go with the fence first and finish the fence. And I think the next thing I'm going to finish is the big flower pot, because that's one big giant thing of just one color, and I have a feeling since it's also brown, it's not going to be my favorite part. My favorite part hopefully being the birds and the bird and the flowers. And yeah, I hope that by the end of this week, because I'm now going to stitch on this until the zodiac pattern from the Frosted Pumpkin stitch rate drops on Friday. And I hope that for the rest of the week I can manage to finish the frame and maybe even a big part of the flower pot. We'll have to see how this week goes. But this is more or less the plan for this week. So giving you one more look, and then we are done with the stitching part. So like I said, I did not put in any significant knitting, but I'm still going to show you today a couple of things, because first up I have yarns and project, and I'm going to start with this one. I've talked about this yarn before. It's another yarn from this German dyer from whom I got the pink cherry blossom fade. And this is actually a merino superwash mohair mix. I'm going to show this up close. It is not as fuzzy as you would expect a mohair mix to be, but it's very soft. And this is my first single ply yarn. I'm going to give you a close-up, as close as I can. So far the yarns I've shown you were all 4-ply yarns. And this is now a single ply. That means that this is only twisted in a single thingy instead of 4 twisted together in a rope style. So this is the first time I have purchased a yarn like this. Yarns like this are not suitable for anything that gets a lot of wear and tear, like socks, for example, but it is supposed to be a great yarn for shawls, something that is worn but doesn't get a lot of, it's not worked a lot, let's say it that way. And you might know by now purple is my absolute favorite color, and this purple hit it right dead center, because I am usually not the, I'm going to use DMC terms here because most of you are diamond painters or stitchers. I'm not a 550 girl like most of the purple lovers out there in the diamond painting and stitching world. I am more of a 330, 40, or yeah, that kind of bluish, lighter lilac purple. That's me, and that's this yarn. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I bought all 3 skeins. She dyed three skeins. I saw the update when she put it in the shop, and I snatched them up right away because I'm extra like that. Mostly because I thought, you will need at least 2, but if you get 3, you can either do 2 things or you can do a big project. So what I'm going to do is first a big project, but probably in the long run it is going to be 2 things. So I have to switch over real quick. I am going to introduce you to an artist I have found on Ravelry that I love very much. I pretty much love every single pattern she offers, and I might do every single one throughout my life. I don't know. She likes big projects. So the one I have chosen for this yarn is one of her simpler ones. She claims none of her patterns are too hard to do, but this one actually is I think one of the simplest she has done. She calls it the Cozality wrap, and her name is Erin Kurup, I think it's pronounced. And as you can see by the picture I have put in, this is going to be a giant wrap. And I absolutely adore how it looks. It is basically just simple lace, but it's a different lace pattern than what I've done so far. It's not too complicated, and I think it should suit the yarn pretty well, because Lola thinks it makes a great pillow. Kitty cat. So that's what I've chosen for this one. I will not need all 3 skeins. According to the yardage she gives, I will probably need 2.5. Let me just check that this is actually... Yes, this is a 400 meter skein, and yeah. And she says this project should need 999 meters, so that means 2.5 skeins. There will be 1/2 skein left over for another thing to do, which is plenty for some patterns as a what is the word for it? Not the main color, the other one, the accent color. Yeah, the combination color, I think they call it in knitting. So that's what I plan to do with this yarn, and yeah, stay tuned for whenever that happens. So Kitty, I have some, yeah, hi. I have some special haul to show the people. Could I do that? She's all, no, mommy. You need to cuddle me. So I purchased something because Rachel and I, we had an idea, and we decided to give each other a Christmas advent this year, and not just any Christmas advent. We are going to dye yarn for each other, which means I need to try and dye yarn and see if I can actually do that. And I got from a shop here in Germany, which is called Webtante, which means weaving aunt. I got a starter kit, so I could pick colors and a yarn base I wanted to use, and they gave me some of the tools I need for dyeing. Just some, not all of them. I will have to purchase more tools. But here's what I got. So in this kit you get 10 grams of, I believe it's Dharma. Yeah, it's Dharma acid dyes in 4 different colors. You get a skein of yarn, you get a pair of gloves, though I would not have needed those. I still have plenty of those. I use them for cooking, so I always have them, even outside of a pandemic. And what else did they give me? I think that's... Is that the acid? I'm not sure. This might be the acid. I'm pretty sure they don't give me water in this one. What does it say? Yeah, it's acid. So this is pretty much all you need is water, these colors, and the acid. And then you need a pot, the yarn, gloves, you need glasses, because these are powder. And you also need a mask, but not... She's trying to crawl into the bag. But not your regular mask we are all wearing right now. You need a real mask that filters dust. So you need to go to the DIY shop for that. I hope I can get those. I mean, they are not supposed to be used for medical things, so I hope they are still available. Fingers crossed for that. And then I'm going to test dye some yarn first to see how it turns out. So I've purchased a few skeins of yarn from a different shop to see which ones I wanted to get for Rachel, and I have purchased a few that I'm not going to use for her, so I can use them for test runs. But also in this kit came a skein of yarn This one is a mixture of merino, silk and cashmere. I have to say I'm not super impressed. I have had merino, silk, cashmere mixes that felt much nicer than this. It's not bad, but I expected something a little softer. But on the other hand, this is one of these high twist yarns. Here you also can see what I mean with the difference between the single ply and the 4-ply. So 4-ply is this ropey look, and sometimes it can look very ropey like it does in this one, and sometimes it can look softer, but still 4-ply is twisted around. That's usually the look I prefer, but I have to be honest, I have not knit up something like that, so I don't know how it looks once it's knit. Maybe it's pretty, I don't know. Just in skein form, I'm not the biggest fan. But what I mostly don't like too much is that it's not as soft as I expected it to be with the 10% cashmere. But who knows? And because I didn't want to pay any shipping, I got a couple more skeins of yarn. And I have to say, this one is still okay. Which really surprised me is this one here, because this is merino alpaca. It's 60% merino, it's 20% alpaca and 20% silk. And I totally expected something soft. This is not soft at all. This is very, maybe it's because it's a single ply yarn, I don't know. But this is very, it feels ropey. I don't know. So I'm not too impressed with the yarn, but I mostly got it for the starter kit as well. The last thing I got was this skein of Suri silk. I'm not sure, didn't it have, I think it didn't have a label around it, but it should be a mixture of acrylic and Suri silk. I'm not entirely sure. That one I got as just want to have it in a plain color. I'm not going to dye it because this is usually something you use with another yarn, and I wanted a skein of non-dyed so I could use it with anything I have. So the dyes I picked are silver gray, toner black, deep purple, and hyacinth, which is a lighter purple. I think more like this, but I'm not entirely sure. As you can see for my test skeins, I am aiming for a purple and gray mixture. And I'm going to try to test how to do tonals, how to do speckles, that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, but I have to get some of the tools first that I still need. I don't have the protective goggles, I don't have the mask and stuff like that. I don't have a dedicated pot yet. I'm planning to do it outside, so our barbecue has a gas burner for pots as well, and I'm planning to use that one for this because I really don't want to dye my kitchen, not even in purple. So I thought I would show this here, and maybe I can show you sometime soon my first attempts at dyeing. Who knows? I'll keep you posted. Alright guys, the cat has left us now, so that means we are incredibly boring. I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will be back tomorrow for more. I will have different videos up on Thursday and Friday, but I should have crafty chats today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday will be a diamond painting unboxing and a diamond painting final review, just for your information. Unless, but I don't think this is going to happen this week or next week, the artist launch comes. Then it is probably going to be that one, but I don't really expect it. Like I said, I'm going to keep you posted. If you would like to, you can follow me on Instagram. I will keep you up to date there as soon as I have news. The videos might have a bit of a delay because I don't actually film every day, but you know that. Alright guys, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful day, and I hope I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye guys.